Wave 3 News presents the Cardinals versus Fighting Irish. Sponsored by Kentucky One Health, LG&E, and Kentucky Community and Technical College System.
And he missed it.
Kyle Brinza, a senior here for Notre Dame. His kick sails wide right, and UofL wins 31-28 over the Fighting Irish. The Cards now 1-0 against Notre Dame. I'm Kent Taylor with John Bull. We are live right outside of Notre Dame Stadium. And John, the Cards fans have plenty to celebrate.
All right, let's part the Red Sea here a little bit. How y'all doing tonight? All right, okay. Now, here's the problem we had tonight. The problem we had was the Cards fans were staying inside to relish every moment of the victory, right? All right, we got you guys out here now. At what point in the game were you worried, or were you ever worried?
Start of the second half was about the biggest worry for us.
With the punt return?
Oh, yeah, because in fact we were doing the Florida State game all over again until we rallied once again and come out with a victory. Go Cards!
Yeah. How would you sum up this experience of coming to Notre Dame, seeing a game, and then having your Cards win?
I tell you what, we went to Clemson and it was fantastic, but winning here after those losses made it fabulous. It was great. Yeah.
All right, who's your MVP tonight?
MVP's got to be for Bonifant. He came out and played well tonight. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, but what about the running game, guys? What about the running game?
The running game is still big, but I feel Bonifant played well tonight.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's get a shot of this right back here. Look at that. There we go. I don't know what that is.
The party continues and will continue here in South Bend, Indiana, as UofL fans celebrate this win. Let's take a look at the highlights and see how it all happened here. And it all started off with the Golden Boy, Paul Hornung, a Louisville native, a Notre Dame grad, and Heisman Trophy winner, out there for the coin toss. Then the Cards on 3rd and 14. Michael Dyer with the 21-yard run all the way to the 42-yard line, and that set up this. Reggie Bonifant, the freshman quarterback from Trinity High School, making just his 4th college start with a 12-yard touchdown run. Notre Dame had led early 3-0, but the Cards up 7-3. 3rd and 16 then. Bonifant, the 52-yard pass to Kai Dela Cruz all the way to the 13-yard line, and that set up this. Reggie, an 8-yard touchdown run, and the Cards are up 14-3, look to be in control, up 17-6 at halftime, but Notre Dame came out in the second half and meant business. Took a 20-17 lead. Reggie up top, they answer to Devontae Parker, a 21-yard score. Cards in front, 24-20. Then the first play of the 4th quarter, Brandon Radcliffe, who was the workhorse in the second half, with a 15-yard scoring run to give the Cards a 31-20 lead. Looked like they were in control. Notre Dame facing a 3rd and 13 at the 28. Everett Golson up top. Terrell Floyd tips it, but Will Fuller pulls it in. How about that play? 31-28 after a Golson 2-point conversion. So a 3-point game, and it was going to go down to the wire. After a John Wallace missed field goal, Notre Dame with one more chance. They drive down the Cards, get a stop, force a field goal attempt, and you saw it a minute ago. Kyle Brinza misses the 32-yard field goal. Second straight week he's missed some key field goals. You have to feel for him, but Cards fans don't feel for him too much because they win it 31-28. UofL escapes their first ever trip to South Bend, Indiana with a win over Notre Dame.
Now, question for you all. How many of you knew that guy was going to miss that field goal? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Where does, I think a question we're going to be asking, John, is where does this one rank with the Fiesta Bowl and the Orange Bowl and the Sugar Bowl?
That's good. Let's start right here with it.
This is a huge win for the Cards.
But where's the rank? I mean,
Number 3. Yeah, number 3.
How about this? In your personal experience going to games, now we're in the ACC now, right? And we got to come to Notre Dame and win at Notre Dame. So where do you rank it then?
Well, with the history of Notre Dame, it's up there, but it's still not as good as the Bowl wins, in my opinion.
Okay.
All right, real quick, one more.
It's a top 5 game. First
doesn't
game
beat
here
the
in Notre
Florida- the
Dame.
Sugar Bowl wins
Who
3
wins?
years ago.
Who do you think wins next week? There's one more regular season game. You got the catch.
No. All right.
Go Cards!
All right. right.
We could have a game time for that one at Papa John's Cardinal Stadium at next Saturday. We'll have the game time probably within the hour, maybe during the show.
Hey, it was really the perfect storm today for the fans because on one hand you had Notre Dame pretty much mailing it in after losing 2 in a row and 3 of the last 4. On the other hand, you had all these hungry fans coming here gobbling up the cheap tickets. Here's a look at how the day unfolded. They start early at Notre Dame Stadium, before 8 in the morning.
You know, it's Notre Dame. It's still hard to get a ticket. You know, they're still the Irish. We still love them. It's a fun atmosphere. It's a great college.
The winningest school in college football history in its 243rd straight sellout on Senior Day. But something's different this time. Yeah! The enemy invaded South Bend, infiltrated the parking lot, intimidated the normal sea of blue.
You know, when we started, we would just throw all our clothes in a garbage bag and just go figure it out. And now we're older, we're married, we have kids.
Got a little money to spend.
Got a little bit of money to spend. You know what? This is Notre Dame, so we want to go first class.
Ticket prices at a 3-year low, lower than when Notre Dame played BYU or Temple.
Here, they're used to the large crowd, they're used to the big stage. This is normal for them. For us, it's exciting.
Notre Dame fans say when you go from national title talk to 2 bad losses, the balloon deflates. Notre Dame kind of mailed it in after you're not going to make the Final Four.
Yes, I would agree with that.
A strange scene indeed, where snowbanks serve as makeshift bars, and families from Louisville have tough choices to make. What's going on here? We got UofL gear and
It's a house divided.
It's a house divided because what?
The boys are Notre Dame and the girls are UofL.
What'd you just get?
A hat. A leprechaun hat.
Did you pick that out? It's kind of funny looking.
I spotted it. Well, I got my room done Louisville, and he got his done Notre Dame.
Notre Dame? Whose room's better?
Mine.
Yours is?
Definitely mine.
His room is definitely, you know, one of the things about coming in here, people were really, I don't care if they admit it or not, they were intimidated. I mean, you kind of overwhelmed when you come in here in this place, in this venue, and the relief in everybody's face right now is amazing.
Well, and this wasn't just about a football game. It's an experience when you come here on this campus and all the different things that we had a chance to see, the Basilica of the Sacred Heart and the Grotto of Our Lady of Lourdes, all those things that are so cool and add so much to a football weekend here, including the times we got to see the Notre Dame band with the 81 trumpets in the administration building yesterday. That was cool. We got a special treat for all our viewers out there in a minute.
Yeah, we do. And as the crowd continues to file by, even the kids are trash talking now. You beat Notre Dame, you can graduate as a trash talker here. Our coverage continues here on Wave 3 postgame after a break.
Welcome back. We are live outside Notre Dame Stadium. UofL beats Notre Dame 31-28. Let's listen in as Coach Petrino is talking with the media.
Energy, you know, I think the defense did a great job early in the year, understanding it's a team game. We didn't have any separation when the offense couldn't move the ball and, you know, couldn't get it in the end zone in a couple of games. So, I think it's proud of our defensive staff really making sure everyone understood that, hey, this is a team game. It's the offensive job to score 1 more point and the defense to stop them for less than 1 point. And they held together. I think that's what's really fun.
In your estimation, what's the difference between winning a game like this and losing one?
They missed the field goal and we made it.
Sometimes
it's just every play out there makes a difference. You know, every play out there makes a difference, and you know, I think I'm just proud of our coaching staff and our players on keeping their poise and understanding that we got to just keep calling the game, keep making plays, and you know, their quarterback's really good. You know, I watch him throw the ball. He can really make throws, and he can run it. And we did a good job, you know, putting pressure on him. Sacked them sometimes. It really affected the game. It was a battle. You know, they're a very good football team, and we're proud that we came away with the win.
You have one more regular season game left.
Is this bigger than the Orange Bowl? Is this, I mean, you were there for that?
Yeah, I'm not really good on the biggest, you know, and that. I think that at the moment, this is a great win for us.
One game left, and they did celebrate quite a bit. How do you make sure they don't get a little too high?
Yeah, we'll get ready for that game. We'll get ready for that game. That'll be fun.
How well do your defensive line play, specifically D'Angelo?
He's been playing really well for us. He does a good job on the run. He's learned how to rush the passer, which has really helped us here late in the year. Rankins is a great player. He doesn't, he's as good as there is with his technique and understanding what offenses are trying to do. And he is a real calm guy out there that helps everybody get lined up. So he's a tremendous leader for us.
What made you go with Rankins or with
That light's not on that cord right under it.
Bobby Petrino's 49th win as the U of L head coach. The Cards now 8-3 with one more regular season game against Kentucky. And John, we've got some guests here.
Yeah, we do. Let's listen to the band. Hey, it's a long trip back to Louisville, but nobody wants to leave.
Brandon Radcliffe, by the way, 136 yards rushing for the Cards. We'll be back with more live coverage from South Bend. Back out here live right outside of Notre Dame Stadium, where U of L beats Notre Dame 31-28. Cards with 229 yards rushing, including 136 from Brandon Radcliffe. And John, don't you think that was the key? When Notre Dame took the lead, U of L was able to run it right down their throat.
There were so many keys tonight. I thought every time that something amazing happened for Notre Dame, U of L was able to have some poise. Reggie had some poise, stuck some darts with his throws. That 52-yard pass was nice.
That was big.
And when you thought it was getting out of control, they were able to run. Didn't matter what runner was in, it was explosive. They averaged 4.6 yards a carry today.
And we saw so many fans here who came up. It was a bucket list thing for them to see a game here.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, we were here before 8 o'clock this morning. After sunrise, we came over to the parking lot. It was interesting because a lot of the Notre Damers were setting up in the parking lot. And then the U of L fans started rolling in, didn't you? Yeah, you did. You did. You know you did.
Don't forget my man Tom Mueller, who smoked 80 to 100 pounds of pork shoulder.
Yeah, and the thing was, when we joined the ACC, and you saw this on the calendar, people thought you were going to pay a lot of money, didn't you, for tickets? But you didn't really have to pay a lot of money because the tickets are at their lowest point in 3 years here because Notre Dame kind of mailed it in on many fronts. Let's listen to what a couple of the fans had to tell us here a couple of hours before the game.
I think the alum are saying, you know what, maybe I'll sit this one out. And the Cards are looking pretty good this year.
I saw some the guys from the chocolate factory, the Oompa Loompas, and some green stripes.
No green pants and no Captain Kangaroo.
Oompa Loompas. Those were crazy.
And it's an older crowd. There's not very many younger Irish people here.
And here's the important thing about it is, when we went in the ACC, we only 1-2 against the Big Four. If you think about Miami, Clemson, Florida State, and Notre Dame, they were going to be 1-3 if they lost this game against the Big Four. So 2-2, it's all good.
It's a huge win, especially in the regular season, and to propel the Cards to even a better bowl game. Now at 8-3 with one more regular season game left next Saturday in Papa John's Cardinal Stadium against Kentucky. And it also makes that 4.5 to 5 hour drive home a lot more tolerable for the U of L fans who did make the trip up here. And among the fans who made it up here and the students, the 200 members of the University of Louisville marching band, and let's listen in as they send us to break.
this game UofL fans had circled on their schedule ever since the schedule came out, and it lived up to it. Let's get right to it. In the first quarter, third downs was huge for UofL all game long, and it proved early on. Michael Dyer gets the handoff right here. He on 3rd and 16 goes 21 yards for the run right there. That set up this Reggie Bonifant on the read option. He takes it in from the 14 yards out for the touchdown. 7-0 Cards. Bonifant again, this time on another third down. He looks deep. He hits Kai Dela Cruz, 52-yard pass on 3rd and 16. Cards converted their first 3 third downs, all for 10 or more yards. They finished 6 of 14 on third down for the game. That would set up this Bonifant. He takes it around side again on that read option. 8 yards in for the touchdown. Cards look like they're cruising. They were up 14-3. In the second half, UofL's run game starts to take over. Brandon Radcliffe was huge. He takes it in on this touchdown run. He has 17 carries for 136 yards and that touchdown, over 100 yards in the second half alone. But then the luck of the Irish started to kick in. If you're watching this game, you're remembering Florida State's comeback. Notre Dame's had a million comebacks at home. Everett Golston gets away from the UofL pressure. He looks deep, throws the Hail Mary with Doug Flutie in the booth, and Notre Dame comes down with it. The 30-year anniversary of Boston College's Hail Mary against Miami. But last chance for Notre Dame to tie it and send it into overtime, but Kyle Brenza misses the field goal. The Cards survive 31-28. One of the biggest wins, maybe the biggest regular season victory for the Cards. I'll bring in our live crew now out there in South Bend and Notre Dame, Kent Taylor and John Bowl. Guys, what's the atmosphere like in South Bend?
People are still hanging out on both sides. They're loving every minute of this, the sea of red. Hey, Kendrick, thanks for that. Kent and I had a couple of minutes here to start digesting some of these final stats. Kent, if I told you Reggie Bonifant was 8 for 21 with 1 interception and 1 touchdown, you'd say, wow, that's pretty lousy. They probably lost. But I would submit he did great today. Your thoughts?
The most important thing for the UofL offense was, as Kendrick showed in some of those highlights, they were able to stay on the field on third downs. They converted long third downs against a Notre Dame defense that had not given up those plays all year long. Now, Notre Dame had some freshmen. They had a couple guys playing their first college games. They had taken their red shirt off of. So that defense was a little beat up. But I really think the key was Notre Dame came out of the locker room fired up, intense. They put together 2 3-play drives to take the lead. It was their first lead since 3-0. And the way UofL responded from there, and it was Brandon Radcliffe. I mean, he ran it right down their throat. UofL with 229 yards rushing, John. That is now 17 straight wins in games under Bobby Petrino when they rush for 200 yards or more. And that's not by accident. They say run to win. That's what they want to do, and that's what they did here today.
I kept putting myself in Reggie Bonifant's position. He only played quarterback like a year in high school.
Right, he was a receiver.
You're in this Catholic community of Louisville at Trinity High School, and you're dreaming of maybe playing for Notre Dame someday. He finally gets to play against Notre Dame. So you're either thinking he's going to have a great day or he's going to massively implode under the pressure. He got sacked right away, but then he had poise right away.
The only play that during the course of the game that you questioned a little bit was early in the second half, on the first play of the second half.
Yeah, when he missed the receiver bad.
And he rolled out, and he had, I think it was Gerald Christian wide open in the flat, and he just kind of overthrew him a little bit. And you're thinking maybe it's getting to him a little bit, but then he settled down, and I think he settled down because the running game was moving the ball. It opened him up to hit Parker for that touchdown pass, and then from there, UofL was able to hold on.
And don't forget, yes, there were a couple of sacks, but there were many, many plays where Reggie Bonifant had time to pass.
Right.
Setting up, prancing, checking down receivers. The offensive line did a good job for the most part.
And you got to mention, because this is one stat that jumped off the page to me. Dominic Brown, who started off the year with great with 143 yards in the first game to win over Miami, has not gotten them as much playing time. Had a carry or 2 today. He had 7 tackles on special teams. And you know what? It's guys like that. You have to have guys like that on your team.
7 tackles on special teams.
That's pretty impressive.
Amazing. Okay, let's talk about the running game. Now, for the last 5 games, Notre Dame has given up a 100-plus yard rusher. They did it again this time with Radcliffe. But really, anybody you put the ball in their hands was able to run today.
Michael Dyer ran well.
Yeah.
Brandon Radcliffe ran well. And that's been the improvement of this U of L team is the offensive line has come together here at the end of the season. They've been able. They did the exact same thing in the second half at Boston College in their last game 2 weeks ago. So now they're 8-3. Their bowl prospects improved greatly with this win. One more game Saturday night. We still don't have that game time Saturday against Kentucky. What we do have, though, a time for is Bobby Petrino on Inside the Cards. He'll join me in studio. We'll talk about this game, all the great plays, and the atmosphere playing here.
Oh, hey, this is perfectly timed.
Is this some of the U of L fans, I think? Got some fans?
Yeah. All right, yeah, don't miss the coaches show tomorrow. Every time I watch Notre Dame, they have a punt return for a touchdown and a lucky batted ball that somehow allows them to win. They had both those today, and they did not win.
Still able to pull out a big win here in South Bend. U of L wins it 31-28. John, of course, we'll have much more tonight on Way Through News at 11 as well.
Yes, we will. Thank you very much for joining us for our post-game show. I had the band, had the fans.
It was a cool experience. Yeah, it was neat stuff. Thank you all so much for watching our Way Through News special here. We've been live in South Bend. Cards beat the Fighting Irish 31-28. Have a good night.